Hello YouTube, Dave here again. So I just thought I'd do a little quick pickups video. I don't have too much to really add to the list of things that I've acquired over the last little bit. The Pathfinder 2nd Edition playtests were sort of like the big expensive items that I picked up thus far. But I did pick up a couple of the new Dungeons & Dragons comics. So I thought I would show them off. Now, I've already shown in some previous videos some of the issues that I have from the Evil at Baldur's Gate series of comics, but I now have what I believe to be the full collection. So there's 5 comics in total, and these are pretty cool stories. I have to say that I really wish I would have gotten the original Baldur's Gate one. I can't remember, I think it was called Heroes of Baldur's Gate. And then there's the one against the Frost Giants. I do have the one where they were in Ravenloft in Barovia, and that was a great series of comics as well. But I mean, you've got Minsk, you've got Boo, you've got other characters that they sort of associate with. So just a really cool series altogether. So now I know that these have come out apparently for quite a while, because the first one here is listed as. Where's it listed as? Showing the the month that it came out in. April. So issue 1 came out in April, but for whatever reason, the distributors, at least dealing with the stores that I go to and the one that I have my comic account with, were months behind actually picking these comics up and distributing them to the stores. So I started getting these, I want to say probably in June. Was when I started actually getting these, and this was them getting them on the shelves. And from the second one on, I had them added to my account, and it was still, you know, every couple of weeks it seems that they were sending out new ones. So not quite sure what happened there, but I think we're all caught up now. So again, so sort of a quick overview. So Evil Baldur's Gate is 5 comics featuring different members of the adventuring party that we sort of have come to know. So the first issue deals with Minsk on his own, and it is one of, it's not my favorite one, but it's probably my second favorite one. And then you've got the second one, which focuses on these 2 characters, and I am bad with character names, but we got like a rogue and a ranger type. It looks like they're dealing with sort of their old thieves guild or members of their previous order they were part of. I wish I could remember their names off the top of my head, but anyway. So you got this one. This one here was actually pretty cool. The sorceress character, and again, I am really bad. Delina, I think that's how you pronounce her name. Anyway, she's trying to find a way to control her wild magic, so she ends up traveling to Mechanus, which is like the plane of law, and it doesn't go too well for her, but again, another really cool issue as well. This one's another one, probably my third favorite actually overall of the series of 5. This deals with the paladin Niers Cathan. Anyway, so in the Ravenloft story, she was actually bitten by a werewolf, and this is sort of what happens when the werewolf nature starts to manifest itself. And again, really great comic. But my favorite in the series, and this is actually one I don't think I've shown in video yet. I can't remember if I've shown this one off either, but this one here, I picked it up just a couple weeks ago, and really loved it. But my favorite issue of this series, if you haven't picked this up, or if you haven't really followed the comics, at the very least I recommend getting issue number 5, because issue number 5 is all about Boo, the miniature gigantic space hamster, and just shows him on the cover just doing some various things, including laying down and burping, and just kind of being a hamster. But Boo, I will say, is pretty I kind of want to say pretty hardcore. Based off what he does in this issue. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's just an awesome comic, and I've always loved Minsk and Boo, so to have an entire issue of a comic dedicated solely to Boo is just great. And even have him biting someone's nose. It's not really a spoiler because it's also one of the possible covers, but just a great series. And I want to go back and actually collect the trades for the ones that I'm missing, because these are just really, really well done. The other one that I have, and you probably saw from the thumbnail, and it's not really that much of a secret because I think if I remember properly, I will be listing it in the product or in the video title. But I also picked up issue number 1 of Rick and Morty versus Dungeons and Dragons. Now, I am a pretty big Rick and Morty fan. I love the show. Not so much that I would harass restaurant staff over dipping sauce or anything, but absolutely love the Rick and Morty animated series, and I'm hoping to see some more episodes coming out hopefully soon. I mean, they renewed for like 70 episodes or something like that. So anyway, absolutely love I love the show. And once I heard that they were doing a crossover with Dungeons and Dragons, to me it was a no-brainer. What makes this even better is that Patrick Rothfuss is one of the authors contributing to the story. Now I don't want to spoil too much. I mean, it's just full of, you know, Rick and Morty goodness. You've got you've got sort of the Morty look there. But this is all about Morty discovering Dungeons and Dragons and seeing some of the more popular, like, you know, web series. Critical Role, which I'm not caught up on or anything like that. It's been quite a while actually since the last time I watched any of their stuff, and then Acquisitions Incorporated. But what's really, really cool is he goes to a game store, and I kind of expected them to really only focus on like D&D 5th edition, but right off the top he actually picks up a 1st edition AD&D Dungeon Master's Guide, which I thought was really, really cool. You also have like the basic and expert rule books or rule box sets there, which I wish I had a game store around here that had, you know, those box sets available. That would be absolutely fantastic. And it shows some older stuff as well. Like there's the 3rd edition or 3.5 Player's Handbook 2. I actually recognize that. There's Ghost Tower of Inverness. I recognize the cover to that as well. I want to say that module is the one for Saltmarsh, I think, but it's just cool to kind of go through and see the like the old stuff that they actually have referenced here, and to recognize it, which is again just really, really, really cool. Rick is super into Dungeons and Dragons, which is awesome, and they play definitely some old school, because Morty goes through a few characters there. You got the 2nd edition AD&D Player's Handbook, which I still need to get that covered right now. I'm not going to go any further because I don't want to spoil too much. One thing I will say though is, holy crap, are there a whole bunch of different covers to this to this comic. I mean, you've got this one, the one that I have here. You have the B cover, which has like the stats for like one of Morty's characters, which I was tempted to get, except for the fact that, I mean, this has a beholder on the cover, so anytime there's beholder on the cover, I don't care what other cover variants you have, that's the one that I'm going for. But you've got one, there's a close second one that I'd be interested in, is a retailer incentive cover, so I'm not even going to bother trying to ever find any of those. But you've got, you know, Rick grappling with Mind Flayer in a tavern, just a blank character sheet, which, a 3D one. And then just the uncolored arts for a couple of the different, like the cover that I have here, and the uncolored version of this here. I don't like these covers. I don't know why they make them. I just don't like them. You know, the ones that are actually fully colored in my opinion, just look way, way better, in my opinion. And there's more covers. Like there's just tons and tons of covers. So they're definitely reaching out to the collector's market. Don't really like the New York Comic Con exclusives have 2 different covers for the same comic that go together to form, you know, one big picture. I would, if I were to even bother trying for any of these, which I'm not, I would go for the one that has Beholder on it. You've got one with Rick and Morty as miniatures. You've got a Beholder there. Character sheet for Jerry. With Lawful Good and the question mark. That's kind of funny. And then again, just a reference to the 1st edition AD&D Player's Handbook, which again, that's pretty cool. Then they have a black and white version, which The Menser Basic D&D Red Box cover. Love that. That's really cool. Just one of a group of them playing D&D, including a Meeseeks, which is pretty cool, and Squanchy and Bird Person. This one here is a cover I would consider trying to get, except it's another one of those exclusive ones, so I'm never going to. But you've got Rick riding an owlbear, dangling a stake in front of it to get it to go while, you know, carrying a chalice, and Morty riding a beholder. That's just really, really cool. And then just with the red dragon in the background, looks like another sort of tavern scene, and just a ton of covers. Like that's overkill. I mean, I understand having, you know, covers like A and B, and maybe have like a retailer exclusive. Although I don't like the idea of retailer exclusive covers or anything like that, because I think that goes a little bit too far. Convention ones like Comic-Con, I kind of understand that. Gen Con, having exclusive cover for that, I understand as well. But anyway, just so many variants. But I got the one that I really, you know, want the most, which is the one with the beholder on here. But this is just an awesome comic. Now there is also some artwork on the inside featuring a couple of the different covers. So I think these are the variant ones that they have for the retailer incentives. You got the normal one there. You also have like one of Rick's characters. I'm not going to show that there, but you got, so I've got the Mind Flayer picture, as well as the one with him in the tavern there. It looks like Morty's holding a player's handbook, which is really, really cool. And anyway, just great comics. But so the ones I actually picked up today were the Rick and Morty ones, and the issue with Boo. So a good day for picking up comics today. Anyway, like I said, just a quick video. Just wanted to kind of show these off, and I just want to thank you guys very much for watching, for your support, for all those who, you know, understood that I needed just to take a few days off and sort of recharge the batteries after a very long, humid, awful summer. Like this past week has been one of the worst in terms of just heat and humidity that I can remember. Just you know, sitting down to eat breakfast and just feeling, you know, like the sweat coming off you, getting out of the shower and feeling worse than when you got into it. Right? It's been a really rough week. So I needed a little bit of time off. Hoping to get back into the swing of things starting next week with 4 or 5 videos, and sort of get back on that track. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Take care.